Listening to BearatNight podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and non-binary, this is your boy Dom, aka Jurassic Parker, aka the guy up the street, aka the guy that collect all the toys, aka that Power Rangers guy, aka you already know what this show is. I am that guy, I am him. We are here. This is the BearatNight podcast. Thank you guys for joining again this week. And we have a very special guest. And this guest is also a Power Rangers fan. And you know, I got love for my Power Rangers, so I got to celebrate and got to big up anyone that's doing something with Power Rangers. So I had to put this person on because I was told about him a while back, and I felt like this is the perfect opportunity in the space that we are in, especially right now. And he goes by the name of D. Morris with the project Zodiac, Power Rangers Project Zodiac. Thank you to the show. Thank you for joining the show today. Appreciate you for being here and taking the time out. Man, tell us your story, brother.
Thanks for having me. First off, it's a pleasure. It's an honor. Like you said, my name is D. Morris. I go by Demo.
Demo.
And basically, I came into this Power Ranger community not knowing that people actually did Power Ranger conventions and cosplays and stuff like that. Like, I've been a Power Ranger fan since I was a kid. Used to watch it with my granny and my auntie all the time.
Yeah.
And then one day, this girl I was talking to seen that JDF, rest in peace, was coming to a comic book shop in my city. So we went there and met him and did all that stuff. And then the next time it was Will Schufelt and Brendan Mejia that came. So I went back and met them. And then the next time it was the Beast Morphers cast. So I'm like, they really do this. Like, I'm gonna keep going to this comic book stuff. So then I ended up meeting their agent, and we were talking about tattoos and stuff like that, and how I wanted to become an actor and get into, making films and everything like that. And that I do nothing but like write a whole bunch of scripts. Just give me some advice. And then me and the agent linked up, and I started tattooing him. And then one day I was tattooing him. Jason Font FaceTimed him, and I'm like, "Is that Wes?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "No, it ain't." So then he's like, "You want to answer?" I was like, "Yeah." So he answered it, and he introduced me to Jason Font, and I'm like, "That's crazy." And then like a couple months go past, and then all of a sudden I get a knock at my front door, and it's him with Christopher Kamen Lee and Justin Nimmo, and I'm like, "Yo, yeah, right." He was like, "They want tattoos," so I brought him over. I'm like, "Dude, it's like midnight," and he was like, So we ended up, I ended up tattooing him and everything like that. And if you go on Christopher Kamen Lee's page and go back a few years, you'll see it on there. He recorded the whole thing and went live. And then after that, they literally asked me the next day to go on their Midwest tour, where they went to like 4 or 5 different comic shops and do their meet and greets. So I tagged along with them for that. Cool experience. And then after that, I started traveling with the agent and working with him alongside a lot of the Ranger teams. And that's how I basically got known in the community, working alongside the Power Rangers. And then Christopher Kamen Lee introduced me to the Nerdbot Studio and Crimson Vision Studio team, and did all that, and ended up coming on board with them as the Quantum Ranger Dante. And I pitched the idea of the Zodiac to them, but they were talking about they didn't want to take it too far off like that because my story had a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I understand that. And then we ended up shooting the episode 5 stuff, and then I just decided, like, I want to do my own stuff. I want to bring my story to life, and I've seen how it's done, so let's try to do that. And I basically just got a team together and started recruiting people, and now we're here. It's actually a funny thing because the first episode I had everything planned out. Everybody, flights paid to come out here
Mhm.
to my state. And then literally like 2 days before, if not the day before, like 6 people ended up canceling.
Oh
So I
wow.
had to recast almost everybody last minute. So luckily, the people who came, they had friends who were coming with them, and
Right.
that's how people who's in Zodiac now became the actors in Zodiac.
Okay.
And so yeah, so now we're here.
So I will say, it's a funny thing. I love the fact that you had all these elements that guided you to where you are now. It was like, what is it? Like, what is it? Okay, give me a sign that if this is what I need to do. And then you had like a bunch of them hitting you in the face
Yeah,
at different times, which is so dope. And plus, is with tattoo. It's, doing tattoos. I love tattoos, and and the whole world of tattooing and everything. So coming from one world to the next one, and like that be the medium to get you to where you are. Your job, being a tattoo artist, got you to be having your project Zodiac. Because
yeah.
doing something that you're doing like that, which is also a dope profession. How long have you been a tattoo artist?
I've been a self-taught tattoo artist for about 5 years now.
Okay.
So yeah, I got bored one day and was just like, let me tattoo myself, and it turned out pretty decent. And then I had a
Yeah.
bunch of people be my test dummies, and then I just stuck with it, quit my 9 to 5, and just started doing that.
And look what it got you though. It's just like
Yeah,
it's a funny thing. You didn't know anything about Power Rangers, anything with project conventions and all that. Like I didn't think, like I knew about going to conventions myself, and when I got the chance, got the money to actually go to one, and I fell in love with it. Then I didn't know anything about Power Rangers stuff anyway to myself until I went to a convention, Kineticon here, and I got to see Walter Jones, and then I was like, oh, they come to these cons, and then I didn't know, and then
yeah,
you just keep seeing more of them, and like, okay, and then you start knowing other people that are into Power Rangers, and then you always I feel like every Power Rangers fan or cosplayer at one point feel like they're the only one, until they meet somebody else and meet like, wait, there's more of you that's just like
that's
me.
exactly how I felt in my state. Like there's
Yeah,
nobody in my city who likes Power Rangers and everything like that. And then
yeah,
I go to the comic book shop, and it's like hundreds and hundreds of people there, and I'm like,
hmm
y'all all like Power Rangers, and y'all all from here? They was like, yeah.
it's something about, I don't know what it is about Power Rangers, but it's okay to be a GI Joe fan, or Transformers fan, or even on My Little Pony. You got those people out there. But something about Power Rangers is just like everybody like, yeah, I remember watching that as a kid, and they kind of left that as a kid.
Mhm.
So when you say Power Rangers, then people only think Power Rangers, they think of Mighty Morphin. So when you go beyond just Mighty Morphin, and beyond, matter of fact, you go beyond the Zordon era, and you still watch and you still a fan, and you say like something like, Time Force, the Quantum Ranger, and they're like, what the hell is that? So it's like,
Yeah.
you went beyond their level of what they know about Power Rangers. So it's like, oh, so you feel like you're definitely the only one until you find out, oh, there's a deep cut Rangers in here too. There's a guy that likes Super Sentai too. Oh, you into that? Oh, you into what other stuff? Metal Heroes? Or like you find out. You find out it's a whole different world of Takusatsu and the whole thing. And that's what's the cool thing about the Power Rangers community. And everybody's pretty cool too. And you get these cons and everything, and Ranger Stop, and you have the Power Morphicon. Like I've been new about Power Morphicon since like 05, like 06 when they first started.
Yeah, the last one they had was my very first time going. So 2022
Yeah.
was my very first time ever going to Rangers Power Morphicon, and it was amazing. Like it was lit, and I can't wait for August because yeah, it's gonna be even better. But
I wish I could go myself. I would be jealous when y'all there. Don't worry. I'm
yeah,
be
Ranger Stop. Ranger Stop was actually my first Power Ranger convention, but it was around the pandemic, so they had a mini version of it called Ranger Stop Mini, and that was my very first con. It was with the Beast Morphers cast and Will Shufelt. And then the following year they had the big first one, and it was pretty decent.
Well, we got another one out here, Car Ranger Station, Go Ranger Station.
Yeah, everybody keep asking me, am I gonna pop out to Philly for that?
Yo, I mean, it's a lit shit. It's lit. Like this year, I know for sure I'm staying the night. Like I'm not usually I'm always driving. I miss everything, the night of whatever and stuff But I'm like, nope. I'm staying the 2 nights. I'm gonna have it all booked out. I'm actually enjoying myself instead of trying to rush back home. But dude, I was told about you a while back from ATO. He's like, yo, you gotta check out my boy. He got a show and everything. I'm like, okay. And I watched your first episode, and I was like, I see what you're doing. I'm watching. I'm seeing what you're doing. By the way, I like the jacket. That jacket.
Appreciate it. I was the first one with that.
Yeah.
I had to be different from the Time Bros and Shattered Past, while also being connected. So I was like, yo, can I do my own thing with the jacket? They was like, yeah, as long as it got the same aesthetics.
Dude,
so I came with the jacket, the patches, and the arrow, and everybody's like, yo, that's fire. And I was like, I know.
Dude, I was thinking at first when I first saw it, I was like, is it just the front? Is it just a front thing? And when you turn to the back, I was like, oh, I see the logo. The logo is there. Like, I was like, oh, he mapped this out right. Yeah, he did this right. So I was happy to see that the little details. I'm always about the details and stuff. So I see that. And I see what you was doing with the characters and stuff. And now that you say, what happened from behind the scenes of it, it makes more sense too as well. Because I noticed the when I watched the second episode, the upgrade in acting has went up too. Like everybody seemed more comfortable. Everyone seemed a little bit more comfortable this time around, and I felt like they were in it more. I feel like
it's crazy because everybody I used in this series, they've never really acted before, aside from Elijah, who played Commander Kruger, and his brother, who played the 2 cadets, and then the stand-in for Don Ross. Like, them the only ones who did any type of acting, and myself included. But everybody else never acted before, never did stage plays, nothing. So, I try to tell people, like, we got to cut them a little bit of slack. They're giving it their all. And see the episodes progress, they're going to get better. So, like, episode 2, everybody you saw in episode 2 besides Zartes, they've never acted before. So that was their first time. But they did one hell of a job.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I saw how you did that. But like I said, it was like I felt like people were more comfortable this time around. I'm like, maybe they didn't know it before, but now they know more of it now, of the stuff, and it's just I felt the difference in the cast, and like, okay, even when the ones that I saw before, they just felt a little bit more comfortable, on the camera. Just like, okay, they know they get in the feel of their character, they get in the feel of the world that you're setting, and I really like that. The man, I was just in it. I was like, this guy's doing it. He was doing it. It's like, okay, I see what you're doing. The writing, bro. Okay, the writing of the show. I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm noticing, and the little Easter eggs. You put it in here and there.
Easter eggs are important. Everybody, if they don't pay attention, they're gonna miss it. And that's the way I want to write it. Like, I write everything specifically for a reason. It's not just in there to be in there. What
is the process to the writing, from the writing to filming? How do you do it, just doing the screenplay part of it? Like, what's the process? How long does it take? Does it just happen? Like you just wake up like, I got it.
Yeah, for me, literally, for example, episode 3.
Right.
I didn't start writing that until I released episode 2. So I didn't start writing that until literally February. And I already know how I want the story to go, kind of. I have the beginning, I have the end. It's just filling in the middle to get to the, episode 6. So I kind of knew how I wanted it to go. the only thing that made it difficult was different people, pledging on Patreon to be a part of it, and then other people asking to join and stuff like that, and me including certain rangers to do world building. Other than that, it's really easy for me. I kind of dream of what I want, and then I write it down when I wake up, and then I send it out to a few of the cast. They read it, give some feedback, and then I do another draft, and then keep going until it's, I feel like it's perfect. And then when it comes to filming, I give people the creative freedom to improvise. If they feel like a line could be said differently, or they feel like they can say something different in that time, go for it. As long as the story is the same, do what you feel like, make it feel more natural, and yeah, makes it pretty easy.
I mean, yeah, I've noticed, as somebody have done it before as well in the past years ago. Like sometimes some things can translate well from script to screen, depending on the actor, and how they feel. But sometimes you might have to like improv some scenes, but as long as like you still keep it in the same, same narrative of what you're trying to represent, what you're trying to put out, and it sounds good. You might have to do it because sometimes the actor could read something like, it don't sound right when I say it. It just don't sound right. I don't feel real saying that. So how would you say it? You might have to do that just to to see, and then it might sound good. You never know. But then sometimes it's like, nah, we gonna stick to the script. Let's keep it here. This is better. What's the filming like? Because with the process like this is like trying to find the right spot to do stuff. Do you scout out areas beforehand?
I usually go about a week or two before and scout out some areas just so I can know. Always check the weather. Check the weather a month ahead of time, 2 months ahead of time. Keep checking the weather frequently. But I say the most difficult part is just keeping everybody on track. And like, I want to have fun. I want to laugh and keep everything, live and energetic. But seeing that, we don't really have much of a budget, we can't really waste time, especially when people have to get back home and go to work. And I got all my cast mainly flies in from different states. Right. So I'm like, I done spent money to help people fly out, put up hotels, stuff like that. I was like, so we don't got time to waste. So we start early at 8 a.m. and we end around like 5 or 6. And we're out there all day. But it's really hard because everybody wants to have fun, and they're not actors, they're just regular people, and they're having fun and they're messing up and they're laughing and joking around and playing around and stuff. So at that moment I gotta be a strict director and like start yelling at everybody, come on, we gotta get stuff done. And everybody laughs at it, they don't take it serious, but it's my job to keep everything on schedule. It's really frustrating because after filming I'm frustrated beyond imagination, and I just need a minute to calm down before we do anything else. But overall it's pretty simple, I suppose. Like I said, if we had a higher budget, more funds to put towards it, it'd be a lot easier.
I mean,
but I've seen it. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I've seen a note. I noticed the difference with the camera from the first episode. Like I pay attention to everything. Like I noticed the camera visual like it was better this time around, and
that's because like I said, we had camera people for episode 1, but they canceled.
Like,
what are we gonna do? So it was just myself and Lieutenant Daniels, the Titanium Ranger. We're the only two who knew how to work cameras, but we were in the episode, so we had to have somebody who wasn't in that scene hold the gimbal and everything like that, and they kind of messed it up and stuff, but we made do for what we got.
But I like, even like I said, even from that, it's like the subtle upgrades every time, the little subtle differences each time you progress and everything, and then it's a fun ride to see the progression from one episode to the next as time goes, because you keep learning. Like even with me doing this show, from I wouldn't even go to the first episode of this radio, this podcast, but as the signs of learning, doing interviews and stuff, I'm like, okay, I need to cut this out, maybe cut the time here. As you go, you progress, you start to learn how to handle the thing, perfect yourself to, correct things. And, it's to the point where you can get better. But I watched and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing even the handle of the camera, the angles, the effects. It was really cool too. Why you keep dying? Why you gotta keep dying?
It's a reason.
I bet I know the reason.
Huge reason why I keep dying.
But
if anybody ever pays attention to what I post on social media or background photos or anything I post, then they'll realize why I keep dying and what happens in the last few episodes. But people don't really pay much attention. But I can't say why because then it's to be an exclusive spoiler. But it's a reason why I keep dying.
But I was like, oh, he came back. Okay, and then he was gone. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh my God, Dominic's back, and then what? He's gone again? Like, come on now.
And I really like the setup, the scene, the little fight scene with the guy. It was because I love the scenery of the scene. I forgot his name. I know him too.
Battle, Don Roz, Dominic, and Danny.
No, not even that. It was the introduction of
Zartis.
The Black Ranger. The Black Ranger. The introduction to the Black Ranger, like he was getting picked on by the guy with the yellow.
Okay. Yeah, Danny getting picked on by the bully and Viper coming to help him.
Yeah. I like the scenery.
It was like a animal preserve nature park thing. And it was just a quick little area we used. And
I like that area. It was a nice, I don't know, it was clean. It was a clean area. It was a clean shot. I'm like, okay, you could go back to that a few more times for the other things. Like, it was a clean shot. I was probably like, damn, where to find that at? Yeah, I really like that. That was a dope spot. I don't know, it's the little things like that. The Don Ross, like I see the upgrades in the suit, like with the mask and everything. I'm noticing everything. Like, yo,
yeah, especially the more power he gets, the more upgrade he gets. And he gets powers off screen. You know what I'm saying? Like he goes and attacks other Rangers off screen in between episodes. And
yeah.
Like that's why we showed in episode 2 him going to a different city or whatever and attacking, TJ5 and attacking Turbo Blue and killing him and everything like that. He absorbed their powers. Now he's getting an upgrade. So
okay. Also, when I say Easter eggs and subtle nods, right? And I peeked this because this has been one of the things I always joke about for years. And you did the turbo joint with the key, with the Blue Ranger, with Justin.
Yes.
And when you did that, I know he did not do this.
Yeah. See, I know people tend to say stop making your fan Rangers related to other Rangers, but I gotta tell people it's a reason why I'm doing that. It's a huge reason why I'm still doing the cliche. They're related to other Rangers. So the Blue Ranger was Justin's great grandson. The Red Ranger was TJ's great grandson, and then the Yellow Ranger was Hammond from the Hammond series, which is Ashley's son, but in this case it's her great grandson because it's in the year 2000 and something. But yeah, it's a reason why I'm doing that. It's a reason why Viper is Scorpina's son. I actually should have made him Viper's son. It'd have make more sense, but whatever. Danny is the great grandson of Max and whatever. And then,
that's right.
Yeah, so he was Max Cooper's son, but he was raised by the Delgado family.
But it was a scene, but like I said, the scene with the Blue Ranger when he's about to morph. Mm-hmm. And he instead of going this way, I was like, he did the thing. That's the thing. That's one of the best things I like in the Turbo movie, and especially that moment because everybody looking at Justin like, Oh wait, idiot. And JDF is like, you good? You good? All right, can we morph now? Like, I love that scene, and the fact that you pay homage to that. I was like, this guy got it. He know what he doing. He cooking with something. So I applaud you doing that. That was the little that little moment right there was like, you got me even more. What is his name? The bad guy,
Don Ross.
Don Ross. Okay, is he like the cousin or something to the Arbiter?
No, he's not the cousin of anybody. Well, he's not the cousin of anybody. He's not related to anybody. I can't really say.
Not a pupil or something, because I'm like, he's picking up where the other guy left off. I feel like he didn't do it right. I'm gonna do it better.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, everybody knows that in Unworthy, eventually the Rangers may win. Like, there's a chance, and the Arbiter will lose eventually. That's what it kind of leads to, based off where their story's going. So I wanted to pay homage to that, and I'm like, the Arbiter failed, at least in this timeline. I was like, so I'm gonna do something. We're gonna do something that the Arbiter never done before. And the reason that Don Ross is different is because Don Ross is the morphing grid. He is power. And the reason I put all these small nods into it is because if you pay attention to Once and Always, then you'll figure out who Don Ross is, referencing. But he is the morphing grid. He is power and everything like that. And he basically, like stated in episode 1, once everybody got their power back using MorphX and everything like that, it kind of threw the grid off balance. Every Ranger 30 years back got powers. Y'all done beat every bad guy, and there's not really any evil left. So the grid is unbalanced. It's filled with evil. So now what it's going to do is going to retaliate.
Right.
The evil from the grid has emerged, and now it's going on a warpath, and it's going around collecting its power. The power that you have is mine. I'm not collecting it for the grid. I am the grid, and I'm coming for it.
I like that. That's some powerful stuff. So
and he likes to toy with the Rangers. If you couldn't tell, he likes.
Oh yeah, like I saw. He's like, I'm leaving you alone because he's like, I'm leaving you now because I like to
play this little game. Yeah, he likes to do fake outs. He's the king of fake outs. He'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let you think you won, and you can. I'm gonna simulate a blast, and I'm come through and kill you. Celebrating too early. That's how I died in episode 1. So
speaking of die, other than you, I was taken aback when he was taking out people. I was like, I thought we were gonna see some stuff, but then you took them out. I was like, oh no. He ain't playing. This dude
if he don't want to play around with you, he's just gonna off you quick like that.
He's like, might get a few shots off,
but
I like how he does it. It's like, y'all take too long to morph. Let me just get y'all out here right quick. We're gonna be done with this.
The person really to get off a good shot was the SPD, Commander Kruger. Right. He got off a good shot, but you see where that got him. Sword right through the gut. And he just left his body there. He ain't even want to fool with him. Just walked over him and took the device and kept it pushing.
Right. Now the amount of the weapons you had there, right? And maybe get a toy collector. Did you already have some of these items already? Or
no, I didn't have not one piece of Power Ranger memorabilia at all.
Because I'm seeing I see you have the SPD morpher and with the what is the thing? The little holder. And I was like, did he already have this? Because that's not the Bandai America exclusive. That's the Japanese one. That's the original one, and that's expensive. I was like, hold on.
So my boy, Lige White, Commander Kruger, he actually had those toys. And I was just gonna buy them off of eBay, just some cheap ones. But he was like, "Nah, bro, I got the originals, man. Like, I'm bringing them." And I'm like, "Cool, say less." But then I just started like making majority of my props. And the only things that I actually bought was like morphers. So
yeah, I think I did see that before. Like you make your helmets, right?
Yeah, I became a helmet maker. I only really do commissions for friends or anybody who's recommended by the friends. Because if you make it for anybody outside of your friend group, then it's too much expectation and they do a lot. So I just make it for my friends, but they keep me busy. Like I got 8 helmets to do before PMC.
Ooh, like how's that process of making a helmet? Like,
I mean, for me,
you're not bad at all. Because I know the new helmet that you made for your new suit.
Mm-hmm. It's at first it was tedious because I didn't know what I was doing, but I had some help from people in the community who wasn't complete dickheads. They showed me what to do, and I got it down packed, so I got my little process. So it doesn't really take that long.
Right.
It's really just therapy for me. It gives me a chance to just do my thing and be in my zone. It's real simple, real easy. But yeah, I've probably made over like 100 helmets by now. And there was one point in time when I first started, I went on a whole like mental binge and just like destroyed 30 helmets that I made because I just was like, I want to restart. And I just broke everything. And people was like, dude, you could have like sold them. I was like, oh well, too late for that. But yeah, like I made that Beast Morphers helmet back there. That's going to actually be a part of a giveaway for PMC.
That's dope.
But yeah.
I like that you are a man of many talents, you know, like not only that you do tattoos, not only you're a screenplay writer and an actor, director, you also make helmets, also a rapper as well. I noticed that too. Yes. So you're a man of many hats, you know what I'm saying? So I really think that you just don't stay in one lane. You dip in everything, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, if I don't, who else, you know?
Yeah, it just shows that you're not afraid to try things and and see where it goes. And I mean, nobody just like I'm gonna make some helmets and let me see what happens.
That's literally just what it was. I didn't want to pay. Nobody like 400 because most people they helmets now are like 350, 400 for decent helmets, and I'm like that is expensive. I'm like I don't want to pay that. I'm like, I don't understand why most people don't. So I was like, I'm gonna just make my own helmets. So I got good at it, and I don't charge no $350 for no helmet. That's ridiculous.
And also, that's why it's also a good thing to have friends that got 3D printers. You know, if you don't have one, it's always good to have a friend or a couple that do have 3D printers that also know what they're doing as well.
That's why all my friends that hit me up like, yo, bro, can you do me a helmet? I'll send you money right now. And I'm like, sure, why not? And they'll purchase like 5 helmets at once, so they'll send me the money and purchase 5 helmets at once.
Because also the best thing about it is that one, they can trust in you that it's gonna be done, and it's not like they're taking it overseas somewhere, and they can always see the process, because you're here, like they already know it's being done, so they can always check it out, like, oh, what it look like now. Or, they can see it at real time instead of like.
And I think the biggest thing for me is like my friends know like if they don't like it or something happens, by all means I can make another one when I got time and we can just trade it out and it'd be fine. I have no problem with that. It's not going to be expedited, but when I got time, I'll make another one and switch it out. So
So now I got to ask you, like, so with the current status of Power Rangers right now that we are in right now, I feel like we haven't been in this situation with Power Rangers since like 2010, like when RPM was done, and then they just kind of like threw out their
rebooted
a revised. Oh god, I hated that version.
That was stupid.
Power Rangers.
Didn't watch it again.
It was horrible. God, it was horrible. And mind you, I stayed up. Like the time slot they put in for RPM, I'm a loyal fan because I don't know why I stayed up. I had my alarm clock set because it somehow only came on around like 5:30 in the morning. Am I over here? And it was like, but I was like, I gotta watch my Power Rangers. I gotta support. And then when it was over, then it was like they put that Power Rangers whatever thing, that Mighty Morphin 2010 reboot thingy or cartoon thing they was doing at the same time. I was like, this ain't it. And it was just a void missing for a while, for like a year until like Saban came and bought it back, and then we got Samurai and all that stuff. So now that we have this gone right now. There's no uncertainty right now because the fallout with Netflix, and we don't know what's going on with that. Hasbro is sending their stuff off to trading their stuff off to other people to get done for Power Rangers. So do you feel like Project Zodiac could kind of help fill the void missing right now? Like, since they're gone, they can see there's other avenues. We got other things out here that's in the support and legacy of Power Rangers that, you know, you kind of like helping out. Like, okay, we get back, you can get that Power Ranger fix right now. You know, you're coming at the right time.
I've been a strong believer ever since I've, you know, noticed these fan series that the fan community, the fan series could be the face of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
If they work together, which is very hard. Like every series and every studio, they're different and they have a lot of issues. And
yeah,
I don't like to be like that. Like, if anybody's met me personally, yeah, I'm kind of a guy from the hood that likes Power Rangers. So, you know, I got a little mouth on me, and I don't like, you know, kiss up to nobody. I ain't about to do that. You a man just like I'm a man. We breathe the same air. So I'm not about to do none of that. But I try to treat everybody equally. I try to give everybody a chance. Now, if your idea is just plain dumb and it doesn't work, then I'm gonna tell you that, like, it's not nothing we can do with that. Let's try to change it. But I'm not just gonna shoot you down because I think I'm better than you. Like, that would never happen. That's the whole point of me trying to launch the whole Morphinverse. You know, because I want to give people with ideas and fan series a place to interconnect and join with other fan series without saying like, no, I don't want you to be a part of my story. You're not going to do this. It's going to mess my story up. It's not going to mess your story up because they can be on a different earth. They can be in a different time. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's just a place to make references with everybody. You know what I mean? And just make everybody feel home. And if everybody came together and actually put their ideas and money together, we could literally make some high quality TV quality like stuff. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna do what I can on my side and try to make it, at least give it a avenue for that to happen. And that's what I'm doing with Zodiac. That was my plan from the beginning. In the end of Zodiac, there may be a season 2, but at the end of season 1, it basically leaves a void to be filled by the fans to create their own stuff. So that's why I launched the Morphinverse, to allow people to start getting that.
That's dope. I mean, I've always been a fan of the fan films, the fan series, because I feel like they always have something better than what we get on TV. On, you know, like, if it wasn't, you know, if it's not Bloodline in the Grid, or if it's not Nerdbot Studios doing this, if it's not Blur Visions doing his, you know, we wouldn't have all these awesome stories. And now you add to these other series that are all great and, you know, and have their own stuff, but they all have the storytelling. It's so much. I feel like all y'all storytelling is so much better. It's like, so why no one listens to the fans? Because the fans are actually doing stuff.
They don't. Only people that listen to the fans is the comics when they steal the fans' ideas.
Yeah. So if you know, a matter of fact, there's another group that does the Tokyo, which was one of my favorite Sentai.
The Zenith films, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I like what they do. They use the footage, the Sentai footage, and then they kind of help.
And I love that. I love that. Like, so I don't think no one thought about you doing that way, because it's like, it's what Saban was doing the whole damn time.
Yeah, I was gonna originally do that with Zodiac, but I didn't want to start off with the Rangers that they had at first, and I wanted specific Rangers for a reason. But season 2, if we do a season 2, then I might use the footage from Sentai. So,
I mean, why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because I mean, we consumed it for all these years. I mean,
I tell people, I'm like, you know, imagine if Project Zodiac had the VFX and the budget of like Unworthy and stuff. Like, it would be so dope. I was like, but I'm doing what I can. Like, I wanted to give people more Zords and stuff like that. But that stuff is expensive to get done, especially outsourcing it. But we will have Zords in episode 3. when we're going to debut it at PMC. So we will have 2 Zords. I want to give people more Zords. I want to give people more morphs and more suits and more Rangers. But it won't be the Zodiac Rangers because as of right now, they don't know how to morph. They don't know how to use their powers. They're not connected to the morphing grid. So, yeah.
What do you see yourself doing in, like, with the taking being a writer? Do you see yourself using to try to like go and do other things outside of Power Rangers, like try to write for like see what you get yourself into, like for other self-made series or movies?
Actually, yeah. Fun fact, a couple years back when I met King Vader and his team, I was in the middle of writing a script for another project not related to Power Rangers called The Playground. It's basically a Recess adaptation.
Okay.
And I sent them the script for episode 1 and they read it and it's like, bro, this is dope. And then I also sent them a Static Shock remake script. And it's like, bro, this is fire. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get something worked out. And then I ended up meeting Peter Dante from all the Adam Sandler movies. And, we were chilling and ended up meeting him in West Virginia, linked up with him in Cali one time. But, I showed him the script to The Playground and he was like, yo, this is really good. He was like, put some effort into getting this filmed. And once it's ready, like, shoot me the link. Here's my number, like, because he was like, my sister, I think he said his friend's sister or something like that knows some people at Netflix. He was like, if I show them it and they like it, you never know what could happen, man. It's a possibility. So put you all into it. So yeah, after this Power Ranger stuff is done, I'm going to focus on The Playground. It's a lot less VFX and stuff like that, and it's more of drama filled. But yes, that's what I kind of plan on doing.
Yeah, I can tell with the storytelling, bro. You're a good storyteller, and like I could like just to hear like the story that you're doing with the show. Like, I'm like, dang, he could actually do other things too with this. Like, not just with your abilities that you got right now. It's like not everybody can do it, and then you have a knack for it, and it comes off the screen, and like it's like okay, he knows what he's doing. So it's like I would definitely love to see you. I could see you out there like, oh, this guy wrote the screenplay that sold, and now it's making all this money, and now the guy, what is it? Michael B. Jordan's about to be in the movie that he wrote. You never know what could happen. Like it's like I just love seeing people doing positive things and using their talents to get more out there and put more positivity out there. Your contribution to the whole thing is not going unnoticed. So it's definitely I applaud what you're doing and your talents, bro. Last question before we get out of here, bro. I always gotta ask this question for anybody that ever had a suit up. How did you feel when you put your suit on for the first time? Put the whole aesthetic, the boots, the shoes, the boots, the spandex, the helmet, all. How did you feel?
So, fun fact, I was supposed to suit up for Shatter Past, but that scene got cut for whatever reason. But I put on the suit, put on the helmet, did everything, man, and it just felt like different. Because like I said, I never knew about none of this stuff. I had no Power Ranger memorabilia, no nothing, no suits, no costume, nothing.
Right.
So when I put it on, I'm just like, yo, this is different. I'm in front of the camera and I'm doing my thing. I got to loosen up because I ain't really done none of this before.
Right.
And it was just different. And then in Zodiac episode 1, where I can actually debut as the Quantum Ranger in suit and I morph and get to edit that whole thing and do the free strike mode and do all that stuff, watching it back, it just hits different, man. And then going to a convention after the episode comes out and you see kids was like, it's the Quantum Ranger I watched on YouTube, and asking to take pictures and stuff, and I'm just like, yo, that is great. I can only imagine what the actual actors can feel right now. Like that is just something different. So like, and then I was hot and sweaty. But overall, it was a great feeling, man.
Would you able to breathe in the helmet?
Nah, I can't. Not at all. Those little breathe holes that they got don't work. and I'm not about to make my helmet this big so I can put fans on the inside. It make me look
Yeah,
silly. I'd rather hold my breath for 3 minutes versus breathe. So
it's
as
all,
long as I can see, I'm good.
you have to have a new oh, you have to have a new technique of breathing
Mm-hmm.
when you put on that helmet. And it looks dope. It feels great. But then you start to feel like, oh, I'm a little lightheaded.
Mm-hmm.
You can
That's why with each helmet I make, I try to find a way to implement like spaces outside of just the little breathe holes. Like on in space helmets or the samurai helmets, they have the slits on the side. I
right.
usually drill those out and put black mesh over it so it'll be air that can flow
Mm,
through it, and just small stuff like that.
that's a good idea. Actually, that's a good idea. I always wanted to get do the stunt helmet with the
Hmm.
visor instead of the regular visor. Just put the holes in them. But
Yeah.
then it doesn't always look as great. It looks good and passable with certain helmets. Not every
Hmm.
helmet looks great on. So it's like you might have to suffer just for the look of it all.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah, it's an art to breathing, but it all pays off when that kid sees you. They don't. It's not like, oh, this person doesn't look like this character, or no, that kid sees a Power Ranger.
Hmm.
That's who they see. They don't. It's like, oh, this person don't have the skin complexion as that person to be all like super accurate and all. They see a Power Ranger, and it's
Yep.
nothing like them like that little kid seeing you as that Ranger, and they light up and everything. And it's like that moment you are a Power Ranger. To them, you are a Power Ranger. You are that guy. And for the rest of their lives, they're gonna be like, yeah, I remember when I was like 8 years old, I met this Power Ranger, and like it, you are that actor. It doesn't even matter if you're not the actor. Now you are that person. Yeah, I remember I met the Quantum Ranger at this con when I was here at this age.
It was one specific time where two kids just came up to me and was like, "You're the Power Ranger I seen on YouTube. Oh my god, so great! Can we take a picture, mommy? Can we take a picture?" And we took a picture, and like that's like the one thing I always remember. That's like what kind of kickstarted me into like
Hmm.
really doubling down and doing that, man. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's that picture there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's kind of
Yeah.
too bright.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
So
Oh,
that
that's
picture
dope.
right there, like that was just
That's beautiful.
like that's just the one memory that stays in my head. And then the fact that my nieces and nephew watch me on YouTube every day, like my sister's like, they
Oh,
was just watching you on YouTube, and I'm like, that's crazy.
it's always great to be a person, especially if it's family that they can look up to. Like, if anything, if they can look up to is like they can see everybody else, but the fact that it's you on there too, that
Hmm.
you're part of that, it makes it even worthwhile. So much better. Like, damn, they really watch, they really are watching you. So you just definitely want to put more stuff out there to like, cause they're watching. So it's like you want to make them better humans by seeing you be a better human. You know. Um, but I just want to say thank you for hopping on the show and tell the people where they can find you, Project Zodiac. Let the people know about this show that they need to see.
All right, man. Y'all can find Project Zodiac episode 1 and 2 and any behind the scenes stuff on YouTube at Woodlum Inc. Studios. That's WOODLUMINK Studios. And you can find me on Instagram under the same name or Power Ranger Project Zodiac.
Well, you heard it there, folks. You said it. Go watch it, please. Go watch, support. Uh, yo, tell you, you won't regret it. Tell you right now, you won't regret it. It's a great show. It's a great series, and definitely more to come with the third episode. I'm really looking out for that episode too, bro.
Oh, third episode. It's gonna be
I
something
can't.
sweet. It's got a
I can't
lot
wait.
of nods, man. It's gonna be
You
something great.
you left me hanging on this second episode. I wasn't happy about this episode at the end. I was not happy, sir. But I was like, but I'm dialed in. I'm dialed in. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Um, but yo, guys, you heard it from the man. Please go check it out, and you know where to find me. Hit the links, all the stuff below, and like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And thank you guys so much. taking the time out to watch this episode or listen to this episode, however you're digesting this. And yeah, bear it all. Be yourself. This is D Morris, D Mo, Project Zodiac. We out here. Bear it all. Be yourself. This is the BearatNight podcast. See y'all later. Peace.
You are now listening to BearatNight podcast with your host, Jurassic Parker.